I spent almost 200 hours making a masterful build for NBA 2K26, and I shared that with you guys. But today we're going to dive deeper into the build while you watch some of the highlights from it. And this was when I got it early on, and I didn't even have every Max Plus 2 or 1 or cap breakers, and it is still phenomenal. And I want to kind of get into everything that you need to know. This is one of the most versatile builds, and there's a lot of ways to actually make it. So we're going to create multiple versions and give you guys the rundown on what you can really do. Originally, I wanted to make a lockdown build that can play point guard as well. So pretty much a point lock. And the truth is, you can keep it as a pure lockdown, or you can transform it with cap breakers into what I have been doing to make it even more reliable. If you're watching carefully for the highlights, I'm getting crazy blocks on centers and any guard specifically easily, and getting tons and tons of steals, plucks, actual plucks, guys, and doing crazy things on offense as far as breaking ankles, being able to do amazing dunks, and shooting very well. This is a build that I literally studied the game for just to make this. You can take this into fives and be the most elite lockdown, or you can go into twos, ones, and threes and just dominate on every side of the ball. So that being said, we're going to discuss it and showcase it and break it all the way down. I'm going to basically just showcase what the original build is and then give you why it is so special. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the general build and it being a lockdown. Okay. Originally, I should make this at small forward, by the way. I put it at point guard for various reasons I'll explain later. But basically, everything here besides the cap breakers is a lockdown build. But there are tweaks you can make to change it to make it even stronger if you just want to be a pure lockdown and not turn it into an ISO point guard as well. This build, the way I made it, can get contact dunks with cap breakers. It's also the dribbling that you see with the cap breakers here. I'm breaking ankles and doing amazing stuff in the game with. This is all you really need if you want to be an all-around guard. You can play on ball as the main point guard, or you can play the secondary guard. It's very doable this year with this build. With all that being said, I'm not going to showcase the cap breakers right now, but we want to go into the builder to give you some thoughts and opinions on this. So if we're talking about the highest regard as far as competitively, this would be the build that you would make. And you still have leftover. As you can see, I'm a 96 overall. I can put it anywhere I want if I wanted to add to it, but I want to kind of go through the reasons why this is elite. So you're going to end up with a 99 perimeter, which is going to give you challenger. It's going to give you on-ball menace, pick dodger, and so much more to the legend status once you get a 99. And that's only going to cost you 5 cap breakers. You can get those in the first week of playing the game just by grinding out lifetime challenges and doing a couple of other things in the game. But with that being said, we're always going to get way more cap breakers this year. There's 28 of them in total. So on top of that, you have extra cap breakers. And to be honest with you, I would use it on speed if I was trying to make a 5-on-5 pro-am, I'm getting paid to play type of lockdown. And that'll be it. 7 cap breakers and the build is completed fully. It's not missing out on anything. And the way this works is driving dunk, you don't need much of because you're mostly going to do standing dunks. And a 72, oh, sorry about that. Let me get to 62. 72 gives you this right here where you're good to go with rise up. Right? If you really wanted to, you can go with an 81 and make this even crazier to have rise up on silver, which will let you get even more contact dunks. Standing dunks when you cut to the basket. You're not really going to be dribbling and going crazy if you're just a lockdown. But as I said earlier, the way I made this is very specific to the play style that I'm offering. But we'll get back into that later. Now, I want to talk about the three-pointer. You have limitless range on bronze, set style specialist on silver, and Deadeye. Those are the three for lockdowns that you need. And we could use max plus ones and twos to buff this up as well, which we'll talk about a little later. But I just wanted to make sure you know that. Dribbling, you're not doing it much other than when you cut to the basket, and most of the time you're going to catch and dunk. Passing, you will do a lot of when you get steals and things like that, but it's very quick passes to your point guard who can come get the ball. But at 65, you can throw launchers full court if you have to. Then for defense, it's important to have a 74 minimum, because if you don't have post lock. You're not really going to be dealing with post players, but when you do the pick and roll and the center tries to get you, you'll have enough to guard them. And the block also helps with that because you have paint controller and high flyer. And this is the standard. Now I want to get into perimeter again with a 99. It's important with blocks. We'll get into kind of like deep dives on defense. I have a video on the channel you can check, but I'll discuss it a little bit here. Now I want to talk about steals. I'm going to have both of these either on Legend and Hall of Fame, or both on Legend, because I did use my specialization, and I'm most likely going to put it on Interceptor. But I definitely feel like Glove is a sleeper badge. I've been learning how to pluck, and if you watch my defensive video, I can show you that details. But this is the best threshold without going too far into it and spending too much. Okay. Then for rebounds, you only want a 70 because you get box out beast and rebound chaser, and you're good to go. And you're not really going to get rebounds. It's your power forward and center. But if you're playing threes or twos or even ones, you have way more rebounds than any point guard or guard position. The speed is absolutely necessary because you have to keep up full court. Okay. And now the biggest things that I want to talk about here is strength and agility. This is one of the biggest controversial things going on with lockdowns and professional players right now. We're having a discussion. Agility is more important than strength right now for this play style. If you're going to be the primary lockdown, that means you're going to play full court press. And that means you have to have speed and agility to keep up with the little small 6'1", 6'3", 6'4" guards. Agility will keep you responsive during the pick and rolls. It's going to help you. If you have a 92, you get to have gold pick dodge. If you don't, you can't get it all the way to Legend. So this being a 6'6" at this weight, at this strength, will allow you to have agility on Legend and on ball menace as well. So when you're playing full court press, these are the badges that you'll need with the pick and roll and with the on-ball menace as you play full court press on them, pounding them nonstop. Right? Now, I want to talk about strength. Yes, with an 84, you're going to get immovable enforcer. The truth is, immovable enforcer usually only activates within inside the 3-point line. So that means your center, your power forward, everybody except you will most likely be defending whoever's down there most of the time. Only time a lockdown has to have strength, and the only reason a lockdown will put it up to 84 is if a center gets the pick and roll and you have to guard them. But guess what? That's not going to stop a center, okay? Your blocks and your interior defense will be what stops the center most of the time. So wasting this and putting a 6'7" or 6'8" lockdown, sure, you get more height and strength, but you're losing out on the agility and the Legend badges that will end up happening once you 99 your perimeter. Okay? And this is why this build is the best lockdown in the game as far as the statistics go when it comes to getting the best out of your builds. Okay? Now, I want to kind of take a moment and talk about the way I made it and the differences and why they're important. Again, this is the build, and you still have a lot of attributes you can add if you want to just change this into a primary point guard like I did, or if you want to do something even more extreme. For example, one thing I would recommend, having this even higher at a 78 gives you more block, and then all you have to do is put your vertical up to buff it up to get it a little better than what it was. Okay, so 74. And then now I got high flyer denier at a higher clip. I'm capable of doing even more defensively. That is something that you can do, buff up the defense even better, right? And if you really wanted to, you can use some of these to go up on interceptor, make it even crazier for itself. And this is something, again, if I'm getting paid, I would want this. I could just use a max +1 instead of a max +2 on interceptor. Those are the kind of things that would change the game and make you even stronger. And for example, an 81 to get rise up. So when you cut to the basket, you're just going to get those dunks. And this would be the change that I would make if I was to make a pure lockdown that I didn't want to do with my original build, which I made a point guard and I gave it more capability to get contact dunks and better dribbling overall, because I was going to play ISO and be a true point guard, which you could go ahead and watch and ask me, did I do the right thing? And I think I did. I'm breaking ankles and doing some very exaggerated, amazing stuff, in my personal opinion. I'm so excited to, continue down that rabbit hole and give you guys the best possible builds as we go forward. Now, what I want to do is take a moment and to really give you guys the rundown now. I'm going to go back into my actual build and explain to you the version that I have and the reason why it's different than the pure lockdown version. Doesn't mean that the one that I just made isn't good. It is the best professional version that you would want to make. But as you can see in these highlights, I am a point guard. Like, that is insane to say. I'm literally a point guard. And I still haven't got the cap breakers to get the contact dunks, but I will. And then I'm still going to be a pure lockdown when I go to fives. I'm exactly everything that the team needs. Okay. And that's without having 28 cap breakers. It's going to be only a few. And we're going to go through that right now. And hopefully, you're seeing these highlights and you're saying, wow, really are playing point guard. I've literally played for a week now since I made the build. It's only not even a week. It's probably like 4 or 5 days, maybe. Feels like a long time grinding it, having fun. But you can see it's just outrageous. And so now I want to take you into the builder and show you my build. Here it goes. So this doesn't look like much as far as dunking. Is like a 79 is not worth it. But check it out. Okay. I'm going to get 5 cap breakers at some point and just put them in to get an 89 and have contact dunks and all the best dunks that I need. I've been using an 89 last year and this year on my 6'8" and just dunking on everybody. You guys can watch those highlights and watch that build on the channel. Still have the standing dunks very high to be able to cut to the basket and dunk. My 3 is perfectly fine. My free throw is just fine. My passing is great. I used my first 4 cap breakers on ball handling to turn this into a point guard, and all you need is an 86 to get the right animations and badges. It's top tier. Okay, if I wanted to, I can boost up this to an 80, which I should, and I'm going to get a special takeover called Blur, which that's a different conversation, but absolutely possible. Now the truth is, my specialization is going to give me 2 cap breakers. It's going into perimeter defense. And then 3 cap breakers from the rep rewards, which I will be getting at the end of September, most likely. I'll end up using on perimeter defense. Very good. Now, outside of that, there's free points on, for example, putting up my speed, as I told you guys. A little extra speed doesn't hurt. I can keep up and do everything right now, but it's nice to have even more speed just in case. And that's the build. So basically, 5 cap breakers makes me an elite lockdown. 2 extra on that make me super fast, faster than every guard. Most of them can't dribble that fast. Right? There's a lot of 6'8" out there. And then when I want to have fun, I can turn this up to a actual 89 to get more contact dunks. And then what happens is right now, of course, I did max out all my badges for this build, and these are going to be going to legend. The defensive badges, most likely all of them except one, will not be legend. And that is insane. And then I'm having set shot specialists with a max +2 on Hall of Fame to make sure that I hit every shot. Okay. And then I want to get into not having my cap breakers yet and still showing you everything that you just saw in those highlights. It's pretty straightforward, pretty easy. You can tweak all of this to defense or offense, just be a monster. Okay. That's what I love about this build, and I think it's going to be great. I haven't really focused on grinding these. These are not hard. It's more about effort, putting in the time to get a good grade each game and then go from there. Takeovers. I've been using speed with ball because I'm an ISO guard now with this build. But the truth is, you're good to go. You can do anything you want on this build because the way I have it set up, it's all set. I am going to take a moment to update y'all on the actual build, and these are the animations, the ones that you've been watching on the clip. Pretty much everything is this. Okay, these are I got Jordan. I feel like it's a good motion style. I like it personally, and I've been cooking up with these. I'm not going to go through each one and teach you them on this video, but it's just an example. And then for my shooting, I'm using Matt Ryan, Beluga, and Bassi strictly for the speed for Bassi. But yeah, this is a really good jumper. I use rhythm shooting now, so a lot of the jumpers, I mean, once you start rhythm shooting, it's another game, guys. It's a lot easier. But yeah, this would be something you want to look into and work on your shooting with rhythm shooting. I promise you won't regret it. Now, dunks. I don't have any 2-foot dunks at all, okay? Only thing I have, and none of these dunks as well. All I have is you don't want to have this, first of all. Take that off. And we'll keep the two-handed dunks only. And then the rim pulls are very good. You want both of those. And then as far as dunks goes for this build, the way I set it up, I have Shea, which is very fast dunks. Ray, which is more fast and good two-hand dunks. Remember, you're cutting to the basket if you're not on ball and you're just a true lockdown. You're cutting to the basket or doing standing dunks most of the time. So you don't even need most of these. Then you can see right here, I have Draymond Green, and then I put Devin for his two-handed as well. They're pretty fast and they're hard to stop. He has pretty clean ones. These are the guys I'm using. I used to use Evan, but he does a slow two-footed gathering. All the rest of his dunks are amazing. But if you're doing two-handed, sometimes he'll do the slow version. And that's not, that one right there is too slow for me. People can block it, so I'd rather not have it. And then for alley-oops, you only need this. But remember, when you get an 89, you'll end up getting contact dunks right here. Sorry about that. You'll get pro contact dunks, okay? All of them. Okay, on top of that, you're gonna get even more dunks in the actual builder that will help you meet the threshold. So I'm gonna end up getting all the best dunks in the game. It's gonna be insane. Okay, that's the build. But again, I still haven't even got my specialization or my crew. And I'm still cooking up. And like I said, if you want to make one build that can be a lockdown, shooting guard, small forward, and maybe even a power forward if you're going to play small ball, it's not professional and you're just hanging out. But if you go to play 1s, 2s, 3s, very easily dominate. And then you're just killing people off by plucking and doing all types of stuff, taking the ball from them over and over and over. I know that people get tired of it when I play against them because they basically can't score. You're just dominant beast. So, anyways, that is the rundown. And I wanted to kind of give you guys a quick demonstration of what I do and why I do what I do, how I do it, and why this is such a pivotal build where if you wanted to just make the pure lockdown, I tweaked it, I showed you. But the actual fun version where you get a little bit of everything is right here. You're good to go. Now, I did make a video about defense. You're probably seeing and getting impressed me plucking people, not just like body bumping them, actual plucks with the steel button, and then getting tons of blocks as well. Look at this pluck right here. I'm sorry, this block right here. I'm getting nonstop. Okay. And it's all about understanding the game. And I have a deep dive that you can check out that's going to pop up right now. Leave a like, subscribe, and comment to support. It only takes 2 seconds and it's appreciated. I hope you guys having a good one with the game. It's literally my favorite 2K ever. See y'all on the next one. Y'all take care. Stay blessed. Peace.